Very good. Thank you, Kim. Hey, good morning. I guess it's afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to see so many familiar faces. For those of you who I haven't met, as Kim indicated, and as the slide here says as well, I am John Walsh. I'm the Vice President of Marketing for Mack Trucks. We've got some announcements to share with you this morning, but before we get into that, we thought we'd take a couple of minutes, just give a brief overview of what's happening in the trucking industry and with Mack in particular. So I don't have to tell you guys that good news in the economy is generally good news for trucking, and there's a lot of good news in the U.S. economy today. You can see here good levels of employment, good levels of consumer spending, businesses investing, all that good activity supported by the tax cuts, good economic activity in other parts of the world, all of that laddering up to good news in general for the U.S. economy, and thus good news for the trucking industry, the Class 8 trucking industry as well. And as you can see here, we're anticipating that the Class 8 market in North America this year will be in the neighborhood of, I got ahead of myself. You can see here that GDP growth this year is expected to rise 2.88%, up off of 2.3% last year. So solid news, good news in the U.S. economy. And good news for trucking as well. The order intake has been really strong now for several months. In fact, according to the footnote here, January and February were two of the largest order intake months ever in the history of the Class 8 truck market. So really robust order activity. And what's driving that? Good freight environment, tight capacity in the trucking industry, rising freight rates, all good news for our customers' profitability, all good news for us in selling Class 8 trucks. And again, as I started to say earlier, we are expecting the North American truck market this year, Class 8 market, to be in the neighborhood of 280,000 trucks. And that's up off of 244 last year. So it's a strong market right now. If we look at the construction segment in particular, more good news, and especially good news for Mack Trucks, since this is we have a leadership position in the construction segment of the Class 8 market. You can see construction spending last year reached an all-time high, $1.25 trillion. Contractors added 210,000 jobs, 35% increase over 2016. So all of that, again, good news for us in terms of selling Class 8 construction trucks this year. If you dig a little bit more into the construction segment and look at housing starts, I mean, you can see here the good news in that regard as well, driven by some of the things that we talked about earlier. You know, good levels of employment, wages increases starting to firm up, low mortgage rates, all of that contributing to this increase in housing starts. And if you look at pricing on housing, up 7% last year, expected to go up another 6% this year. I will say, and you can see here that, you know, we're keeping an eye on what I'll call a potential dampening effect in this part of the economy due to the labor shortage. You know, carpenters, electricians, plumbers, they're all very busy right now, as well as the rising price of materials used in construction like lumber. But all in all, we're expecting the Class 8 construction truck market to be very strong this year as well. Good news on the highway front as well. The large tractor fleets really came back into the market in a very robust way starting in October of last year. Again, we referenced earlier the tight truck capacity leading to higher freight rates. Good news for our customers, good news for us on the highway side. Inventory to sales ratios at a 3-year low. So that means products not sitting on the shelves. Consumers are buying it basically, the products as soon as they hit the shelves. So that means they got to restock the shelves and they need trucks to get the product there. So that's really good news on the highway side of the business, and also good news on the industrial production front as well, expected to be up 3.3% this year. And if we look at retail sales in general, again, we basically covered it, but very strong activity. Same drivers we've been talking about, income gains, tax cuts, consumer confidence, consumer spending, and again, all of this laddering up to a forecast from us of a North American Class 8 truck market this year in the neighborhood of 280,000 trucks. When it comes to Mack in general, we're looking forward to a very good year for Mack Trucks as well, certainly buoyed by what we've just talked about. You know, very good market conditions, but also driven by continuing to deliver on what we've always been about: durability, reliability, and application excellence through the products and services that we have in the market today. all backed by what we think are the best people in the business, both at the corporate level as well as out in the dealer network. Folks that are really all in, fully committed to the success of our customers, that take the success of our customers very personally, and we're very proud of that as well. Continuing to innovate when it comes to integrated powertrains, the concept that we pioneered more than a century ago. Just about every other OEM is playing catch up with us on this today. And we're determined to continue to innovate in this space to make sure that we maintain a leadership position, and also super excited about what we're doing on the uptime side and the services and support solutions we have to keep customers' trucks where they should be, which is not in the shop, but out on the job site generating revenue. To make sure that we maintain this position in uptime, our dealers have been significantly investing in new facilities, upgrading existing facilities, more service bays, more master technicians. You can see some of the numbers here on the results of that in terms of service bays and master techs. But our dealers are really stepping up and really investing heavily to make sure that we remain the best when it comes to servicing our customers. And we're also really excited about what we're doing with the Certified Uptime Center process. I know some of you are familiar with that process, but if you're not, it's all about optimizing workflows in the service department and increasing throughput through the service department. So again, we can get customers through the service department as quickly as we can. You can see here the cost, what we estimate, it's a cost of 1 day of downtime for one of our customers. You know, it can be in the neighborhood of $2,000, and that's not really even thinking about the potential for them to lose a customer long term by not meeting the needs of that customer. So very significant that we support them in keeping their trucks out on the job site and on the road generating revenue. You can see now what we've done is we've established what we call as part of the Certified Uptime Center process, dedicated uptime bays for the shorter repairs that take less than 4 hours, so they don't get stuck behind the longer repairs. And as a result of that improved workflow process, we've been able to reduce overall repair times by 21%. So you can do the math on $2,000 a day and a 21% reduction. This is significant. And we're determined to keep this leadership position as well. Some of you may have seen the announcement that we made yesterday on the rollout of Mack over the air, as we're calling it, which makes it possible to do software updates and update vehicle parameters over the air through cellular technology. So we can do that without disrupting our customers' operations. So instead of maybe taking it into a service center for a software update, we could do that software update while the driver's having lunch. So that's all about, again, increasing uptime. Continuing to invest in products as well. We're super excited right now. We're in the midst of building and delivering our new Mack Anthem product that we announced last fall. You know, we've acknowledged over the year, we've always had a very strong position when it comes to refuse and in construction, but we've acknowledged that we had work to do on the highway. And now we have the product to really grow that share of the business, particularly in the long haul or big sleeper part of the market. So really excited about Anthem. The response has been off the charts, and really looking forward to having that product and getting that out in bulk this year. All new interiors for our Pinnacle model. That's an axle forward configuration primarily for highway applications, as well as our Granite model. Got one behind me here. You can see the new interior here as well in a buck here. Again, just to make sure that we maintain that leadership position in the construction part of the market. And as I mentioned earlier, continuing to innovate with integrated powertrain. I would say that the M-Drive and M-Drive HD are two great examples of that innovation. M-Drive HD now is up to 90% penetration in our highway product, and we're approaching in the 50% range now with HD in the construction side, and we fully anticipate that to continue to grow, especially now that we have the 13 to 14 speed version with creeper gears out in the market. So before I turn it over, just a final comment. I think it's a good time to be in the trucking industry, and it's a good time to be partnered with Mack. So I'm going to go ahead now and turn things over to Roy Horton, our Director of Product Strategy, and Roy will begin a deeper dive into what we're doing on the product and uptime side. So Roy?
Thank you, John. Is this on? Can everyone hear me? Well, welcome everyone. It's great to be here. This is a fantastic show, something that's right into the wheelhouse of Mack trucks. We're excited to be here. I'm going to give you just a quick overview of what we're doing in our offer today within connected vehicles and uptime. And then I'm going to give an update as to what's going on with Guard Dog Connect. We've got some exciting new things that's happening there, some good results to communicate, as well as Mack over the air. And last but definitely not least, I'm just going to touch on this the value of integration, integrated everything, and the benefits that really brings. And at the very end, Tim Wrinkle, our construction product manager, is going to come up, and he's going to explain some exciting new offers we have coming for Granite and Granite MHD. So when it comes to customer productivity, we have a fleet of services that we provide.
Or to you. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, we got to get John off. He's still working. It's okay. We have a fleet of services, fleet management services that we provide to help the customer's productivity to be optimized and to increase to no matter what their application is. So when it comes to compliance and ELD, we have Telligis and OmniTrax that we offer. Driver safety, we announced last year our cooperation with Lytx DriveCam to provide safety systems inside of the truck for the driver and for the environment itself. Dispatch location with features like Where's My Concrete? Legacy vehicle services. We don't forget about our legacy vehicles. We offer GeoTab in order to provide the same sort of service we provide with Guard Dog Connect for those models that are older than greenhouse gas 14. And we also provide analytics to our customers, giving them the information about how much downtime do they have versus idle time and top speed and things of that nature, so they can optimize their operations to get the most out of their business. Probably one of the most important things when it comes to our connectivity and uptime offer has been our direct customer communication that is enabled by Guard Dog Connect. Guard Dog Connect is our telematic component that communicates, that allows the truck to communicate with the rest of the world. And it also enables Mack over the air. We'll touch a little bit more in just a couple minutes, some new updates that's coming there. Mack One Call is our, this is the difference between what we offer in our connectivity and uptime versus all of the others. We've got live people who interact with our customers. Our customers are not calling a 1-800 number or whatever it is and getting, press 1 for this and press 5 for that. It's a real person behind the scenes who's talking with them, helping them to manage the situation that they're in to the best outcome possible. Mack Assist is the program behind the scenes that really coordinates everything, making sure the parts are at the location when they're needed. And then our certified uptime centers are there to help turn around these trucks in the fastest way possible, just as John was mentioning earlier. When it comes to Guard Dog Connect, a couple of new highlights. I think we just announced it yesterday or maybe the day before at TMC, but we're going to hit it here again for you guys. Highest rated OEM uptime service in the industry. We're very proud of that. It's one of the fully integrated services with our dealer network. And that sets us apart from the competition. We've got over 121,000 and climbing customer interactions that happened in 2017. We expect even more as we have this service available on more and more vehicles out there. And the codes that we continue to monitor and expand, the codes that we continue to monitor, we're expanding on those. And they're constantly evolving in order to be more comprehensive, in order to further reduce the amount of downtime and the amount of information that we're able to communicate. Some of our enhancements for Guard Dog Connect, we've had a 50% increase in our staffing at Mack One Call. So those live people behind the scenes who's actually communicating with our customers, we're increasing the number of people that are there so that we can provide more service and more value. We've invested over $2.5 million into technology for enhanced data analytics and vehicle data. So that's an area that we're going to continue to expand on. We've tripled the number of codes. We talked about that just a minute ago. Expanding right now we're covering the engine, the transmission, the exhaust after treatment. When we first started with Guard Dog Connect a few years ago, it was a handful of codes, and that has evolved month over month, year over year to where we are today. Enhanced repair information being provided into Assist in order to further speed the repair, and then investing in Mack over the air, and that's really one of the new features that we announced last year. I think at TMC last year. That one's provided some huge successes for not only ourselves but our customers as well. So when it comes to Mack over the air, we're able to update software for powertrain and vehicle parameters. It allows the customer to perform these updates based on their schedules, based on their truck's location, so they're not having to go into a dealer or go find a place with a tech tool in order to do these updates. And it's available on all 2018 model year trucks with greenhouse gas 17 or newer. So Mack over the air, what exactly does it do? So a code is identified by the system. The one-call agent contacts the customer, has that conversation as to when and where and what best to do, making sure all of the situation is right. The truck is parked. He's got the parking brake applied. The engine is off, but the key is on. The new software is transmitted to the vehicle. It takes about 2 to 3 minutes, and then the remote update is actually initiated within the system. And then at the end of it, our one-call person, the one-call agent confirms the update is done correctly, and the driver's back on the road. Some of the statistics around it. So for the software and parameters that we're updating, we've updated over 3,500 vehicles, and that number is climbing. It's involved 20 customers. Average time for the updates taking about 23 minutes. So if you think about a customer having to take a truck to any dealer inside of our network or outside of our network, being able to get in and out of that dealer inside of 23 minutes, it's really just not practical, not possible today. More than 500 days of downtime is saved, and you can, depending on what your situation is, you can say that number's even higher. And the feedback so far from Mack over the air has been tremendous. The simplicity, the ease of how it works, having that real person involved to help walk you through the process, again, sets us apart from the competition. So when it comes to our connected vehicle and uptime service, same key message. It is a service. It is not a system. This is not just spitting a code over the wall and saying, hey, your engine fault code XYZ123 has hit. You might want to do something about it. It's about connecting the people with the technology. It allows for proactive decision for the fleet manager and driver. So again, you're reducing the amount of downtime. You're optimizing the amount of uptime for that vehicle. And we're very proud to be one of the first OEMs to fully integrate the connected vehicle and uptime with our dealer network. Again, that sets us apart from the competition. When it comes to, Mack's been long known for durability and reliability. So our connected vehicle and uptime services, that's something that has to provide that on down the road as well. So we've got one of the most legendary chassis out on the road with the chassis, cornerstone chassis, the axles and engines, transmission and everything else. So we know that we've got to provide connected vehicle and uptime services that really match that and complement it, and I think we do. Customers who depend on our legacy trucks also depend on our industry-leading uptime solutions. So we don't forget about the customers who are buying our trucks as the second owner or the third owner as well on down the line. They're just as important in some ways. They're just as important as the first owner of those vehicles. Integrated everything. We started off in 1900 with integrated powertrain, and we continue to build on this. We've been preaching this in every single press conference that I've been involved in for the last many years and beyond. So with our integrated powertrain, we know that components that are really designed to work together, of course, they're designed to work better. and it's true. I think John mentioned that the entire industry is now following suit. You see everyone talking and going down this very same path. We're proud to be the pioneer for this path. It has taken us a long way, and it's going to take us a long way further. When it comes to our engines, greenhouse gas 17 engines, that's the workhorse of the vehicle. Our transmissions are really the heart of the vehicle. mDrive and mDrive HD have been a huge success. Our exhaust after treatment systems, especially systems like ClearTech 1, saving weight, saving time, saving space on the chassis, and our legendary Mack rear axles all work together to complement the durability that it takes to participate in shows like this, the Work Truck Show, and to be out there in the construction segment providing the best available uptime for our customers. It really comes down to application excellence. And, you've got to have a strong foundation, and not only the iron, the hardware, the powertrain, the cab, the chassis, everything else, but you've got to have the connected vehicle and the uptime services to back it up in order to truly deliver what we call application excellence. And that's products and services developed specifically for each customer's unique needs. And to expand on this just a little bit further, and give you some more information about some exciting new offers that we have coming, I'd like to introduce Tim Wrinkle, our construction product manager. Tim?
Thank you, Roy. And welcome, everybody. So I'm Tim Wrinkle. I'm the construction product manager here at Mack. So really, what that means is I get to play in the dirt, play in the sandbox, play in the snow, write my name in the concrete any chance I get. So I really didn't have to grow up. So this is a great show, work truck show. There's a lot of guys probably out there like that to run into today. But we've got some exciting new things today. So the first one is coming to us in the beautiful but yet refined shade of Mack Orange. So it's actually the truck behind you. We have a new option on the Mack Granite where we are increasing the ride height. We increased ground clearance, and this is for an under plow scraper application. So a lot of times when the bodybuilder gets a truck like this to put an under scraper on, they're having to move components around. They're having to swap them out for skinnier ones, etc., fuel tanks that might give more clearance. So what we've been able to do is raise the whole chassis, so now you have a factory option where it's right away ready to be under scraper installed. So it saves time and money on the install. So this is coming in the Q3 of this year. So a little bit more details of what we did. So we've raised the ride height 6 inches. So we've increased both the front suspension and the rear suspension 6 inches. And what this does is it provides 21 inches under the fuel tank, under the after treatment system, the ClearTech 1, where the under scraper can be under there and have all the room it needs. So it allows the scraper to articulate a full 45 degrees, which no one else is able to do. Because in the off season, these trucks are grading gravel and clearing shoulder roads. So these are multi-purpose vehicles. So being able to articulate this full range of motion is a real game changer. So we've modified the steps, increasing the ride height. We modified the steps so that there's still no more than 24 inches to that first step. So haven't compromised ingress and egress. And another thing that you're allowed to do now with this option is have a shorter wheelbase. So the bodybuilder that helped us with install this truck behind you said that we were able to get 24 inches shorter wheelbase with our underscraper because it can be moved up a lot closer to the front of the vehicle. So you want a shorter wheelbase that helps maneuverability, helps weight distribution, etc. So that's a competitive advantage that we have. And even to go so far as this truck has an actual wing plow, but if you don't need a wing plow, you could take a whole nother 24 inches out of this solution as well. So very good things. So of course this still comes on our proven granite platform. So you're getting the galvanized steel cab, the superior visibility, and the focus on driver comfort with our all-new interiors. So here's a quick video of it in action. All right, so when we're done here, we'll have to clear the chairs out, and so you can get a good look at the install on this truck behind us. So the next update I get to bring is some enhancements around the Granite MHD. So the Granite MHD is built on the Cornerstone chassis. It's weight optimized for a lighter duty cycle. It can be spec'd as a Class 7 or a Class 8 vehicle. It uses the lightweight, dependable Cummins L9 engine. So this is ideal for municipal applications and also customers who might need a durable but lighter work truck. So the first enhancement we have is a new lower horsepower rating. So our standard horsepower rating in the L9 is 350 horsepower. But now on the menu we have 330 horsepower available that comes in 1,000 foot-pounds of torque and can be paired with the Allison 3500. So this is just another option for customers to get an increased return on their investment. The next enhancement on the MHD is a tractor version. So a lot of our dealers are excited about this new offer. So it's available in a 6x4 or 4x2 axle back configuration. So this is targeted for lightweight tractor applications. So looking for maneuverability, flexibility, and still that durability without the extra weight. Next, we have an option to do a shorter wheelbase in the MHD now. So this is targeted to municipalities that might want to use a 10-foot dump. So when you're using a 10-foot dump bed, what you're looking for is we call it a CA measurement, which is cab to the axle. So to do a 10-foot dump, you're wanting 84 inches in that measurement. So we're able to do that now in our MHD. And both the axle forward and axle back configuration. And axle forward, that would be a wheelbase of 172, and axle back would be 150 pounds. Another thing that we've offered in this is the 33,000 pound GVW option. So you can spec this with a 12,000 front axle and a 21,000 rear to get that total 33. So this would put you into a Class 7. So the advantage of being a Class 7 vehicle is you can avoid FET tax. So some guys are looking to do that, and we're able to help them out. Then last, for the MHD enhancement, we have a underframe exhaust option. So this is geared towards those that might want to keep the heat away from the body. So it could be tankers, flatbeds, cranes, box trucks. Some municipalities are looking for this. So it's another option for the exhaust, keeping it under there, and it's a totally up under the frame where the rail is totally clean, so it's a good solution there. And of course, the MHD also comes with the all-new interiors that we're showing off today in the Buck and in this truck behind me. So again, we spent a lot of time research getting this right, interviewing drivers, making sure the seat position, steering wheel position, visibility, everything that the driver needed was right at his fingertips. So focus on the driver. We have the flat bottom steering wheel, which is an industry first. Helps with belly room and also helps with ingress and egress. The switches are all larger, they're illuminated, and they're laser etched, so they won't ever rub off with high use. And then all the new interior lights are LED. Between the ambient floor lights that are new and the dome lights, the puddle lights in the door, all LED based. And then the Mack exclusive seat option where we work with Sears to do our seats. And I know a number of you in the audience got to experience these seats for 850 miles with us in the convoy and can probably attest to the good seat that it is. So last, just wanted to plug another differentiator that we have is our Mack bodybuilder support team. So we actually have these guys are here at the Work Truck Show, and what these guys do is they help dealers, customers, bodybuilders, and they make sure that the truck is spec'd right up front, with the right PTO, the right pump is matched for the application, so they're there as a resource. They also, after the truck has been built, can help guide the different specific things that you can do with bodies and road speed and all kinds of great things that we can hit that application excellence. They're also in charge of our concrete pumper hotline, which has been a huge help of keeping our trucks up in the pumper segment, which is an important segment for us. And then we have the bodybuilder portal, which is actually right on the Mack website. On the landing page, you can see that portal, and this is a one-stop shop for all the resources that bodybuilders need. So it's got wiring diagrams. We have all PTO information. We even have PTO calculators if you are ever interested in that, to calculate flow rates and GPMs, etc. But that's all available and all on the website. So these guys are here, and we're actually going to be doing a demo in our chassis update session tomorrow if any of you would like to see that. Or we actually have a computer over here on this touch screen that we can walk through that. So great resources. We point people to that all the time. So with that, I think we're ready for Q&A.